Cancer, hey, what's going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channel messages that come through. So let's get into it. We're in the midst of we came from Cancer season. We're in the midst of Leo season. It's been a little intense. Leo is fire energy. It definitely highlights places where we're feeling a little frustrated, a little annoyed, especially when things really aren't working out in our favor or how we want them to. And we're building up to a full moon in Aquarius. So it kind of is amplifying some of the energy that we've been experiencing. I will say the transits are not as intense this week. We're getting more peace, a little more tranquility, but at the same time, places where we are seeing the tension, there's a lot of tense aspects to Venus. So it is really kind of infiltrating the things, the people, the situations that we love, that we're seeing either different sides to these people, or it's really just not working out how we thought it was going to. And it's forcing us to either like grin and bear it or actually make some changes accordingly. Mars is also moving into Libra this week. So Libra is our partnerships, it's our relationships, and with Mars in Virgo, it's really given us an opportunity to set a strong, solid foundation, move a little bit slower than what we have been. All the retrogrades are also catering to that. We have 4 planets in retrograde right now. There's a lot going on. Sorry if I'm like just spitting out facts, but it's true. And so as Mars moves into Libra, it's going to help us really connect with people, with situations that are actually like honoring that balance, that support that we've really been giving to ourselves. And it's not all easy, right? Because Mercury retrograde is highlighting where those relationships are disconnected. It's giving us a really good opportunity to work through those things, but when everyone involved does not want to, that's where it makes things a little bit dicey. That's where we have to kind of go back to the drawing board and see if it's worth our time and energy. So that's why I like to start off the readings with an energy cleansing. Just set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out those places we're feeling blocked or limited. It's a great time to set your own intention as well, especially if you've come in with something on your heart, on your mind, something you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over. Be open to receive. It's a really great way to personalize these collective readings. I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing and wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, or if you're interested in more of a realignment of self, your mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. Yeah, sorry, I totally lost my train of thought. Yeah, so any type of self-love, self-care that we do actually helps us align with ourselves, right? And it really is the space that we manifest our happiness, our abundance, our support. I would love to help you, honor that for you in whatever way possible. Definitely hit me up, Cancer. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. Sorry, that came out a little bad. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so that we may see and understand the messages clearly. Help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love. All right, Cancer. I'm hearing like someone has you a little nervous. Like, I feel like it's a good nervous, or you might not feel that way right off the bat, but it definitely has that vibe of like, yeah, there's something that you're really hopeful about. It feels giddy. It feels like a little bit of schoolgirl, sorry if you're not a female, but it definitely has that vibe of like, here's the thing. I feel like you're seeing something. I feel like you're seeing something that's unexpected around a person, around a situation. Something that like forced you to look at something a little bit deeper, something that you really didn't want to look at very deep. You wanted to just kind of keep it on the surface level. This is a lot, but it's okay. Here we go. We got the fiery passion, make a wish, dreams, and say it. So there's something that you want to connect with. And I feel like this is that nervous anticipation that I'm picking up for you this week. I feel like whatever this dynamic was, it really highlighted something that you kind of knew, you already knew underneath the surface, right? Like your intuition was telling you. But you were avoiding. That's what I'm hearing. Avoiding. And then like whenever this got called out, it put you into this mode where you were forced to think about things, where you were forced to like kind of contemplate and understand the reality. I'm seeing like reality of everyone involved, who and what was saying who and what, right? You're coming from this place. Overarching energy is hidden enemies. And you're coming from this place of illusion, like where maybe you were giving someone something too much credit, right? And I feel like out of this situation, things have been exposed, and therefore you're connecting with your inner goddess. Again, regardless of what gender you are, sorry. You can say inner god if that vibes with you or makes you feel a little bit more comfortable. But, you know, I think it's like, it's reconnecting you with this part of yourself that, you know, it hasn't been gone forever, but maybe it was dormant. That's what I want to say. It was dormant. Like, I feel like, someone came along and re-enlivened something in you. It's been hard. It's not been an easy, you know, because usually when we're reminded of ourselves or something that we used to be, you know, when our soul is calling out to us to hear, to listen, to act accordingly, it's usually because we haven't been paying attention, right? Or we let something slip under the rug, or we're allowing people, situations to dictate who and what we are, right? Those things where we might not be listening to ourselves. That's obviously why we disconnect from ourselves. But this inner goddess, like, I feel like you're starting to finally accept something or someone for who and what they are. And I feel like as this illusion has lifted, or it is in the process of lifting, I feel like the more you empower yourself, the easier it is to kind of identify who and what this is. Or it's just come out. That's how I'm seeing it. It just has come out. It looks like either someone kind of made you think really badly of someone else, a situation, or even yourself, or just like put more stress on you. And here's the thing, they're unapologetic about it, coming in as the Queen of Swords. They're unapologetic about it, and in their mind, it kind of looks like either they worked with other people to kind of accomplish this, get this done, so to speak. You might not have all the pieces of the equation because a knowledge is in your blocked energy. So I think this week is about uncovering some of that information. We've been getting this all across the board in all the zodiac readings so far, where it's like we're at a certain point in the progress, in the journey, you know, and it's kind of maybe a fork in the road. Maybe it is a fork in the road for most people, but it is kind of just like, okay, what's next? What's the next step? Or how is this all going to play out? There's that Knight of Cups. So it looks like some people either banded together or had some ideas about how they were going to make something happen. You're done and over with it though. Like, I feel like a lot of this is coming out, and this is something that's happened before. This isn't the first time that this has happened, but you don't want it. Like, you don't want the bullshit. You don't want you don't want to be involved in the chaos. To me, it looks like you have enough on your plate. You have enough going on where whatever these people, situations were conspiring about, whatever they wanted to make happen, whatever point they were trying to drive home, you're just like, no, it's not your responsibility to like meddle in my life. I feel like made decisions without maybe it did have you in mind, but they were basically saying like, I know what's best for you, and so I'm gonna do this. And now that you're kind of finding this out, it's just like you're so uninterested. That's how it looks. You're so uninterested. I think this is gonna be hard for this person, situation, these people, whomever you are dealing with. They feel bad. There is some guilty feelings. But I feel like that's kind of where you're going back to, like, whatever this thing is that's making you giddy. It's something that, like, you might not be claiming this week. Because I feel like whatever these people situation did to kind of push you down or put you down, or maybe they thought it was helpful and it wasn't really, it's forced you to kind of look at them in a new light, and it's forced you to go your own way as well, that fork in the road, right? And it doesn't mean that you have to necessarily cut these people off. I don't necessarily see you doing that this week, but I feel like you are creating new boundaries for them. How much you want to interact, how much you want to engage, and you're not ashamed of it. Like, you're just doing you and you're fine with it. And you're kind of doing you in a way that's like F you to someone else, you know, or a group of people, because it wasn't fair to you. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Like, I feel like you got blindsided by something that you didn't really even see coming, or people were, you know, feeding lies, feeding stories into your ear that you believed, and then like some stuff came out and you're like, wait, that wasn't how it was at all, you know? And if in fact it kind of was something completely opposite, something that ended up hurting you, Cancer, something that, like, again, you don't want to be a part of anymore. You've made your peace with this, and it's actually caused more stress in your life. And I feel like that's what you've been dealing with lately. You've been dealing with the stress, the guilt, and it's empowering you, right? It's empowering you to recognize what you feel, what those emotions are that are coming up, why they're coming up, and what you need to do about it. And it took something or someone to trigger that for you, to trigger the reality, to kind of knock you out of this illusion so you weren't staying stuck in like other people meddling, controlling, dictating your life. It doesn't look like you're allowing this energy either much longer. I feel like you don't really know what to do next, because it does feel like either there is a lot working against you, or maybe you're perceiving it that way. That kind of goes back to those cards we were seeing in the very beginning of just saying what you need to say. Even if it does come with some nervousness, some nervous anxiety, at the end of the day, like, you're hopeful. And I feel like the more you practice connecting with your feelings, understanding why you think certain things, why you feel certain ways, it's actually going to help. It's going to help you open up to whatever this is that you need to open up to. Whatever this is that you want to open up to. Yeah, exploring. I feel like you might be ending some things in this process, like something that you just don't want to be involved with anymore. Yeah, boundaries, sacred boundaries, making sure that you are really cultivating. Like, it's, again, and this is being highlighted all across the board in the astrology. It's the people, it's the situations that are being sneaky and shady, right? That are maybe trying to claim, oh, we were trying to help you, we were trying to do what was best for you, etc. But then it actually didn't help in the long run. And that's what happens when people meddle in our lives, right? Like, they might think they know what's best. Sometimes people do, right? Sometimes they do, topically. But that's why it's your own journey. You're the one who has to go through it. And I think the way this shook out was how it was supposed to go. But I also feel like because these people, this dynamic was like doing the work for you, or like acting as if they were you, it's made it way more messy than like what a simple conversation or something along those lines could have made it. So, but like I said, you're hopeful. As much as you're kind of like annoyed about what has happened, it's forcing you to set necessary boundaries and not feel guilty and bad for it. So I love this for you, Cancer. Thank you so much for your time, energy always. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope you found messages here that resonated with with you. Definitely drop comments below if you did. I love to hear, or just say hey, share in a little love, a little TLC. I so appreciate all the love, all the support to the channel. No, I'm sending it back your way.